Story 1. Retaliation in Times Square, a New Year's nightmare. You find yourself in the heart of New York, Times Square, on New Year's Eve. The streets are filled with excited people, eager to welcome the new year. The festive atmosphere lingers in the air, but something sinister lurks in the shadows of the crowd. As you watch the fireworks light up the night sky, a chill runs down your spine. A sense of unease overtakes you, as if something is about to go terribly wrong. Suddenly, a deafening bang echoes throughout Times Square. People start screaming and running in panic, desperately trying to find shelter. You find yourself surrounded by a frenzied crowd, unsure of what's happening. Smoke and chaos quickly spread, obscuring your vision. Amidst the screams and noise, you catch glimpses of shadowy figures moving stealthily through the crowd. They are masked individuals, carrying with them an air of malevolence and revenge. As you try to move away from the turmoil, you realize that violence is unfolding before your eyes. People are being attacked, injured, and dragged away without mercy. The festive spirit of New Year's Eve has turned into a bloody nightmare. You find yourself cornered, unsure of where to run. The streets are consumed by chaos, and the feeling of despair grows inside you. The vengeance is being executed mercilessly, and you wonder who these masked figures are and why they're causing such terror. As you try to find an escape route, you lock eyes with one of the masked individuals. In their gaze, you see bitterness and anger distilled, ready to be unleashed on anyone who crosses their path. With your heart racing and your mind clouded by fear, you find yourself fighting for survival amidst the chaos. New Year's Eve in Times Square has transformed into a nightmare you could never have imagined. And so, amidst screams and violence, you wonder if you will make it out of this terrible night unscathed. What has motivated these masked individuals to unleash such horror? And who will be the next target of their relentless fury? Anonymous Spectator Story. Story 2. Oppression in a Suburban Home. I never thought that a peacock. I never thought that a peacock could bring such terror into our lives. It all started innocently enough, on New Year's Eve in a quiet suburban neighborhood. My family and I had gathered for a peaceful celebration, looking forward to the promise of a new year. Little did we know that our festivities would soon turn into a nightmare. As the clock struck midnight, signaling the arrival of the new year, a loud screech pierced the night air. At first, we dismissed it as a harmless sound, perhaps just a stray cat or a raccoon in the backyard. But as the night wore on, the screeching grew louder and more persistent, echoing through the neighborhood like a banshee's wail. Curiosity got the best of me, and I ventured outside to investigate the source of the eerie noise. What I saw chilled me to the bone. A majestic peacock stood perched on our neighbor's roof, its iridescent feathers shimmering in the moonlight. But there was something unsettling about the way it stared at me with its piercing eyes, as if it held some dark secret. I tried to shake off the feeling of unease and return to the safety of our home, but the peacock's haunting cries followed me. It was as if the bird's presence had cast a shadow over our once peaceful gathering, filling us with a sense of foreboding. As the night progressed, tensions began to rise among my family members. Small disagreements escalated into heated arguments, fueled by an unseen force that seemed to be manipulating our emotions. Paranoia crept into our minds, turning us against each other in a frenzy of accusations and mistrust. I couldn't shake the feeling that the peacock was somehow responsible for the chaos unfolding in our home. Its cries had become a constant soundtrack to our descent into madness, a reminder of the darkness that had taken hold of us. And then, in a moment of sheer terror, the peacock spread its wings and let out a deafening screech that shattered the windows of our house. Glass rained down on us as we cowered in fear, realizing too late the true power of the creature that had invaded our lives. In the end, it was not the peacock itself that brought about our downfall, but the bitterness and resentment that had festered within us, unleashed by the bird's sinister presence. As the new year dawned, we were left shattered and broken, a tragic reminder of the destructive force of unchecked emotions. Anonymous Spectator Story. Story 3. Cult of Retribution New Year's Eve Terror in Times Square. As a medical researcher, I have always been drawn to the mysteries that lie beneath the surface of human behavior. The case of the cult of retribution's New Year's Eve terror in Times Square is one that still haunts me to this day. It was a night of celebration turned into a nightmare, where bitterness and violence reigned supreme. It all began with a seemingly innocent gathering in the heart of New York City. Thousands of people had gathered in Times Square to ring in the new year, their faces filled with hope and excitement for the year ahead. Among them, however, lurked a group of individuals who harbored a deep-seated resentment towards society. As the clock struck midnight and fireworks lit up the sky, the cult of retribution sprang into action. Clad in dark robes and masks, they moved with purpose through the crowd, their eyes filled with malice. What started as isolated incidents of aggression soon escalated into a full-blown rampage. I witnessed the chaos unfold from a distance, my heart pounding in my chest as I tried to make sense of the senseless violence. The members of the cult seemed to move with a singular focus, targeting random individuals in the crowd with a ferocity that was chilling to behold. In the midst of the mayhem, I caught a glimpse of their leader, a figure shrouded in darkness, orchestrating the chaos with a twisted sense of glee. His eyes met mine for a fleeting moment, and I felt a chill run down my spine as I saw the depths of his malevolence. The streets of Times Square ran red with blood that night, the sounds of screams and sirens filling the air. The cult members showed no mercy, their actions driven by a bitterness that knew no bounds. Innocent bystanders became unwitting victims of their wrath, their New Year's celebrations turned into a waking nightmare. As the authorities finally arrived on the scene, the cult members vanished into the night, leaving behind a trail of destruction and despair. The true motives behind their heinous acts remain shrouded in mystery, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks within the human soul. To this day, I cannot erase the memory of that fateful New Year's Eve, the terror and violence etched into my mind like a scar. The cult of retribution's reign of terror serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the depths of human depravity. May we never forget the horrors that unfolded in Times Square that night, a testament to the bitter truths that lie hidden beneath the surface of society. Anonymous Spectator Story.